Hey there, welcome to a new video series which I'm going to be starting, which is called Consulting Memos. Essentially, the intent of this video series is to kind of focus on the learnings that I'm picking up from the books I'm reading, as well as the podcasts that I'm watching, and how I'm kind of applying that in my day-to-day job, and how you can also kind of use that and apply that. And a lot of this is kind of also being used to shape my first principles thinking and lead a better life overall. To be honest, I'm not always very successful in implementing these, but the intent is to keep trying, keep learning, and then eventually reach a stage where it almost comes naturally to myself. And hopefully, as I kind of share these with you, you are able to learn from these and apply it in your life as well. So today's video is essentially about one of the world's most prestigious consulting firms. It's called McKinsey. If you haven't heard about it, do check out what McKinsey is. You can Google it. It's not that hard. And the book that I've been reading over the past one and a half weeks is essentially this one, which is called When McKinsey Comes to Town. It's a book which has been written by two individuals. So it's been written by Walt Bogdanich and Michael Forsyth. And it's a book that's so both of them are essentially journalists with the New York Times. Seems like a bit of a hit job on McKinsey, kind of biased, so talks more about their negatives than their positives. And to be honest, I didn't really enjoy this book very much, but there was one page in particular which really caught my attention, and I just felt that that's something that I should share with you. So for those of you who are unaware, essentially McKinsey kind of gets its name from James O. McKinsey. He was the founder of McKinsey. He was also one of those individuals who kind of we lost very soon, so he didn't really have a lot of influence on how McKinsey is today. But the spiritual father of McKinsey was this individual called Marvin Bower, and he joined the firm somewhere around 1933, and he ushered in this era of professionalism which we see McKinsey as today. So I'm going to quote his quote, but he insisted that McKinsey call itself a firm, not a company, that it be run as a practice, not a business, and that client work be an engagement, not a job. And it's a simple quote, but it's one of those timeless quotes which has survived till today. And even if you read or you visit McKinsey's website today, a lot of these principles still hold strong. If you read a book which was written a few years ago, which is called The McKinsey Way, similar principles are spoken about and they're held in very high regard. And whenever I've spoken to some of my friends who actually do work at McKinsey, they do mention these tenets as being something which is ingrained in them from day one, and it's very important to who they are as consultants, but more so who they are as McKinsey consultants when they go out and advise their clients. And a lot of this has helped shape the consulting world today, and that's why I felt that there was something that was worth sharing with everyone. The other thing that really caught my attention was that according to the firm's official history, which again, this is a quote from the book, the very word commercial, when spoken about anyone at McKinsey, is akin to profanity. And I think that's a very good way of thinking about the consulting business, because everyone thinks that consultancies take a lot of money and essentially what is the real worth that they bring, but it's just about being client first. It's about solving the problems that clients really have, helping them structure their thought process, about giving them the maximum external data insights that you can provide them to help them make that decision. And the thing is that most individuals who work at the client side, they understand the business because they've been there for 20, 30, 40 years. But at the same time, they're so ingrained in that business that essentially they sometimes may overlook the very obvious things that are happening externally. And that's where the value of consulting companies such as McKinsey kind of comes in. And this is not kind of like I'm not trying to go out and support McKinsey, but what I'm just trying to say is that overall in the consulting space, the value of consultants does exist, and there's a certain amount of value that we do bring. And of course that comes with a premium cost, but like probably an example of, or an analogy of this would be that it's like you have a choice to buy an iPhone, which kind of comes with all the additional benefits of having the Apple ecosystem, the Apple service centers, the overall experience of it being, completely seamless, and you have the choice to go and still buy a Nokia. Now there is a price differential, which is quite obvious. Both of them still do fundamentally the same things, but the question is that who would you trust more? I think that's really important in the consulting world. And whether it's McKinsey or any other firm, I think the most important thing is that are you able to really trust the consultant that you're hiring or working with? And I'll leave you with that thought. Until next time, see you around. If you haven't liked or subscribed, please do like and subscribe, and please do share with your friends. Happy to get any feedback or comments that you may have. See you around.